What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Fantasy Football Game Show brought to you by Front Yard Fantasy here on Better Sports Network. I'm your host, Simon Grunewald, joined as always by my wildly handsome co-hosts, John Garofalo and Joey Wright. What's up, guys?
Okay, what's up?
Not a whole lot. I'm trying a sparkling diet cranberry juice today. So.
Wow, Joey, what an exciting
Watch out.
It's even more exciting. We've got Diet Sparkling Cranberry and a phenomenal guest on with us today. Our great friend Jon Jeune is here. For those of you that do not know John, you can find him at Twitter at @therealJonJ_FF. He is a host and producer of the Fantasy Football Diagnostics podcast and a writer over at the Jet Press. And John, man, we get hyped every time you're coming on the show with us, my friend.
Oh, I get hyped every time I'm on. I'm surprised you went for the real J on J instead of the real Jon J, but we'll take it.
The real J on J. Got a little J on J action in his mind, I guess.
Hey, there we go.
Maybe a J on J.
I feel like that's my shitty superpower is reading Twitter handles wrong. Like if you have a Twitter handle that can be read a different way, like with Dustin, I read it as Done It 13 instead of the D Unit 13.
Well, look, man, I'm glad to have. I thought when I changed it to the real Jon J instead of the JR football nerd that I would stop getting, I kept getting junior football nerd. So real way to just ruin my dreams. First shot, Simon.
I apologize, John. And I definitely did junior football nerd as well the last time you came on. Next time, I'm going to nail it. Well, guys, we got some people in the chat ready for today's show. We got Albert in here saying, hello, everyone. What's up, Albert? Victor down here saying, bro chachos. It's the bro chacho himself birthday today.
Hey,
happy birthday, Victor.
Happy birthday, Victor.
Happy birthday.
And for Victor, smash that like button. He's asking for it.
Smash
We got
that
Jay in the
like
chat
button.
wishing a happy birthday to bro chacho. Happy birthday
To Victor. Bro chacho.
Come on down.
I was about to say, I don't know your last name, but it's right there. Garcia.
Receive your Front Yard Fantasy
My bad.
birthday spankings, courtesy of Joey Wright.
Yeah.
Spank. Take it to the bank.
I've
Joey.
got my little paddle off screen here. I'm ready to go. What's up? You got me
Here comes some
excited.
extra peanuts.
Mhm.
We got Dame in the chat, ready for today's show with the hello to all the cool kids. What's up, Dame? Welcome in. And also Jay in here already on Team John. So you got a cheering section in the chat. We got our favorite chat cat down here. What's up, Mr. Scampers?
What up, cat?
And Scott Fish saying Nuggets have for finals game 1, I see. Indeed.
That's why he's wearing it.
You guys ready for the game? Because we're not ready for the game because John just left and we need him to play. But he's going to be back any minute now. Before we get into that, though, a couple reminders. Hopefully we got John sitting here with us now. We'll give him a second, see if that comes up. While we're waiting for John, if you're watching this video on our YouTube channel, first of all, thank you so much. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and like this video. It's the easiest way to show your support for what we're doing and to make sure you never miss any of our shows at our new old time, 3 p.m. Eastern time. Every day we're here playing games.
Can't miss us.
Games? Oh, I was so confused. I thought you said X-Miss us.
X-Miss us.
X-Miss us at 3 p.m. every day. After you do that, head on over to Twitter. We're on there at Front Yard FYF. Follow us there. You'll get all of our newest announcements about when we're going live. And then follow our guest John on Twitter. Like we mentioned previously, he's on football at the real Jon J_FF. That's the real Jon J_FF. Jay in the chat wants to know, really every day? Jay, is it truly every day?
Every day that isn't a weekend. Whatever a weekend is.
We got Scott Fish down here saying, also stay positive, people, through even the crappiest of craptastic crap. Sometimes it's hard. Trust me, I get it. Scott,
is that related to the Nuggets game?
My friend. It must be related to. Maybe he's talking to the Heats fans out there. It's tough out there.
Times get rough.
Well, guys, we're going to hopefully get John back in here if we can get that audio and video working. We'll see if this is working. No, we ain't got it now, but we'll go ahead and explain how this game is going to work. And then we'll hopefully get into it with some John in there as well. The game we're playing today is called Fantasy Fortune. It's a lot like the popular TV show Wheel of Fortune, but with an NFLer fantasy twist. Instead of spinning a wheel, contestants are going to be answering 50-50 NFL or fantasy-related trivia questions. If you get the question right, you're going to get to guess a letter that you think appears on the board, a consonant to be precise. For every instance of that consonant that shows up, you'll add $500 to your round bank. You can do this up to 3 times in a row. That is, get a question right, get a letter right. But if at any point either of those 2 things are wrong, we're going to move on to the next person. If you do manage to string together 3 in a row correctly, you're going to bank all of that money that you have earned so far in your round bank. You'll get 5 seconds to solve, and then we are going to move on to the next contestant after that. At any point during your turn, you can choose to do one of 2 other actions, though. This is before a question has been asked. You can choose to buy a vowel, which will cost 100 per instance of the vowel that shows up, or you can choose to solve the puzzle, which will earn you a minimum of $1,000 or however much you put in your round bank up to that point. But again, that has to be before a question has been asked. We'll go through as many puzzles in this structure, following these rules mechanisms as we have time for, as we have the patience for. Whoever has the most money at the end of that is our champion. Are you guys ready?
You've made it sound so fun. As we have patience for.
Well, Jay did write the puzzles, so I'm expecting a groan factor for at least a couple of these.
They could be
so
awful.
bad on J days.
J days.
John, we got you back.
I think I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what was going on there.
All good. Just in time to play.
Just in time to not know the rules all that well, but yeah, let's do it.
Perfect.
We'll pick it up. It's a pretty easy game to play as soon as we start. All right, guys.
All right.
You want to get into it?
Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This first puzzle. Well, the order for today. John, you will be going first. Joey, followed by Simon. That will be the order. Actually, who gets to go first will be determined by this first puzzle, which is going to work entirely differently than how Simon said.
So missing the rules didn't even matter.
Yeah, you're totally fine. This one's going to be a toss-up puzzle. So I'm going to slowly reveal letters. I need you to say your own name when you think you know it. We're going to start with an NFL player here. I'm going to reveal letters. Say your own name when you think you know it. You got one shot. Whoever gets it gets 500 and gets to go first on the next puzzle. All right, here we go. John.
Oh.
DeAndre Hopkins.
DeAndre Hopkins
Nice
is
job.
Absolutely correct, John. So you didn't even need the rules. You got 500. You got DeAndre Hopkins. You're good to go.
It almost put his whole nickname up there. We were 1 letter away from D-Hop just being on the board.
D-Hop.
It said D-Op.
D-Hop. How are you guys feeling about DeAndre Hopkins next year? I know there's a lot of uncertainty with this situation right now, but considering the possible landing spots for him, how are you feeling about DeAndre Hopkins?
I'm excited for DeAndre Hopkins because he's DeAndre Hopkins, and most of the expected landing spots, sure, I could put them in a ranked order, but he's still one of the best wide receivers in the game who wants to go to an offense that will likely feature him. And some of these offenses are pretty high powered, the ones he's been rumored to. I'm excited. Even if he ends up on an offense that we're not super excited for, like the Browns, I know have been rumored, or maybe the Patriots. He's immediately the number 1 wide receiver, and we've seen him do it with horrible quarterbacks before.
Brock Osweiler.
I'm in. Savage.
Yeah, Tom Savage. John, how you feel about DeAndre Hopkins? You think he could be fantasy relevant?
No, definitely. I mean, the landing spot will kind of determine the range of outcomes in terms of, is he going to be that, top 12 to 15 wide receiver that we're used to seeing him be? Or will he be more of like a wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3, depending on where he lands, right? If he were to land in a situation like Baltimore, right? Like, obviously that can't happen, but I'm just throwing that out there. I would not be overly excited about that landing spot because there's so many mouths to feed. And obviously there's the run game that you have to consider. I think I saw Houston thrown around. Like, that doesn't overly excite me. I mean, he'd be a number 1 target immediately. But what are the quality of those targets really going to become? So, all in all, I'm curious to see the landing spot. I think we all hope it's somewhere like a Buffalo or a Kansas City, because then, it kind of goes through the roof there.
Man, I'm just imagining that you're going up to DeAndre Hopkins like, good news is you're a king. Bad news is of this little plot of dirt over here.
I'm still holding out hope for Detroit. I know it's kind of a long shot with all the rumored destinations, but they are talking about it. I just think it's such a good fit. And he would be the wide receiver 1 there to start, working really well with Amon St. Brown and Jared Goff. And NFC is kind of up for grabs if you ask me. So I would love to see him on the Lions.
Well, we are asking you, Joe, so that's good to know.
Okay.
All right, let's get into our next puzzle here. John, you're starting off Good start here. 500, and you'll be going first on this next puzzle.
So do I need to wager anything?
You don't need to wager anything. This is this first option will be up to you here. You can either take a question or solve. The category of this puzzle is rookie first names, and it's in crossword style. So these are the first names of several rookies, and it is going works like a crossword.
Before we start, a reminder to the contestants out of the chat, either full screen the board so you can't see that comment section. And the reason we're doing that is because everybody watch and play along. Throw your answers in the chat. When you think you have it solved, put it in there, and JL will shout you out if you're right, especially if you get it before us.
Yeah.
And double, especially if you're first. Yeah, if you get it after someone else, it's much less impressive when it was already in the chat.
And probably even if you're not first, but we accidentally think you were first because we're skimming the comments.
And I know of a couple dynamics in the chat where some users have other users blocked, so you don't see when they get it right. And then you put it in there later and think you got it first. Congratulations to you as well.
Wow. I didn't know people did that. All right. Well, let's get into it. John, you are going first on this one. You can either take a question here or you can solve the puzzle.
I will take a question.
Take a question. You got it, my man. All right. Let's start in the nice, simple category here of fantasy points. All my fantasy points questions are going to be PPR, so keep that in mind. Points per reception, scoring format. All right, John. Tell me, which player had more PPR fantasy points this past season? Which player had more PPR fantasy points this past season? Was it Russell Wilson or was it Justin Herbert?
That feels like a trick question, but I'm going to go with Herbert.
Herbert is correct. What consonant would you like?
Give me a J.
J for John?
Nice pick.
Nice.
For John. For Joey, but definitely not for Simon.
Definitely not for Simon.
For Jaimin.
But maybe for Jaimin. Sorry, my computer decided not to work. Uh-oh. All right. Well, give me 1 second.
Okay.
How about that letter J?
I like that the puzzle looks like the field goal, like the input goalposts.
Oh, I was thinking of like a little Space Invaders alien whenever I was looking at
Good call, Simon. Have you played any Space Invaders lately, Simon?
Not recently. It's been a couple of years. Though there was a arcade bar in Tulsa that was 80s arcade themed that I went to, and all of their drinks were like 80s cartoon and 80s game, and they had all the machines. And I feel like those bars are hit or miss. Like sometimes they're super lame, but sometimes they're cool as hell. And this one was cool as hell.
We have a place here called Arcade Monsters, and one of the toilets is a fake toilet. And you don't you bring people, don't tell them.
In what way?
I'm about to explain. So you go there with them and you don't tell them what stall. You're like, hey, just go, you find a way to get them to go to a stall.
Mm-hmm.
And when you lift the lid up, there's a monster under the toilet that's connected to the seat, and it jumps out at you. It's like a ghoulie. Do you remember the Ghoulies? Probably not. It's like an 80s horror movie, but it's like a little goblin that the toilet seat kind of makes pop out.
Is it really scary or is it corny?
If you're not expecting a goblin to hop out of the toilet, it's very scary.
That's hilarious.
I'm always expecting
it's very fun. Lots of cool arcade games there, too. Go to Arcade Monsters.
There you go. All right, John, you went with a J, and there are 2 J's.
Wow.
It's going to give you 1,000 in your round bank, which is enough to purchase a Val here, or you can take another question, or you can solve.
I will take another question.
Another question. You got it. All right, John, which player had more PPR fantasy points this past season? Was it Derek Carr, or was it Jimmy Garoppolo?
All right. Well, this one's interesting because Jimmy Garoppolo didn't play the whole season, got hurt, but Derek Carr got benched. Derek Carr also wasn't very good. Oh, my God. I'm going to go with Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy Garoppolo is incorrect. I'm sorry, John. It's Derek Carr. Derek Carr. That was a tricky one.
The pain and turmoil going through that just to have JL rip it out from under you.
All that work for nothing. Sorry, John. We will come back to you. Joey, moving on to you. But before we do, Strong Style Ninja said, I always thought snakes would pop out of the toilet. I always thought alligators would because my dad, I still don't know why he did this, told me when I was in like the 1st or 2nd grade that when he was on a business trip in Florida, that an alligator crawled out of his toilet and he wrestled it to death, killed it and then had its heads like taxidermied or whatever and brought it back to me as a gift. And so I brought it into show and tell to show my class, and they were like, yeah, that did not happen.
Your dad stopped at a gas station on the way home and picked that up.
And then I had this moment where I'm like looking at the alligator head, and I'm like looking at the toilet hole, and I'm like, there's no way that doesn't fit.
We get.
Goes on.
I
was just gonna say they must have bigger toilets in Florida. I was gonna ask you to confirm, Joey.
We get frogs. We get frogs in our toilets at least once a year. Like, pretty much could bank on it happening, and they hide in that little crevice. Like where you get the little toilet brush, and they hide in there.
You just see it peering out.
Ribbit. You feel
no, because what you'll do is you'll flush, and then like its little leg will go bloop, fall down. You'll be like, "What's that?" And then like, frog in the toilet again.
Another frog.
Never had a snake or an alligator in my toilet.
Yeah.
See, where I just came from New Orleans, Louisiana, where they eat alligators. So I was more thinking that your grandfather should have taken the alligator and probably eaten it.
Yeah. Why did he waste it? Why did he waste it bringing it, having it stuffed and bringing it back to his kid? All right. Well, apologies for the brief diatribe on toilets.
No, please, let's talk more about that.
Joey, this next one is yours. Would you like a question or would you like to solve?
Oh, would I like a question?
Oh, I got you. All right, Joey. Which player had more fantasy points this past season? Was it Zach Wilson or was it Matt Ryan?
Oh, Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan's correct. What consonant would you like?
H.
H. There's one H.
Oh, God. I was hoping there'd be more than one. I'll take another question, please.
Another question. You got it. All right, Joey. Which player had more fantasy points this past season? Was it Kyler Murray or was it Jacoby Brissett?
I'll say Jacoby Brissett.
You'd be wrong. It was Kyler Murray.
Oh, it was Kyler. Just so you guys know, it was Kyler.
Simon, moving on to you.
I'll take a question.
All right, Simon. Which player had more fantasy points this past season? Was it Davis Mills or was it Tom Brady?
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady's correct. What letter would you like?
L.
L?
L.
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 L. Bonk. No L.
What?
Not a single L.
Are you joshing me right now?
I am not.
Shh, don't say that.
Can I ask a question?
Say it again, John.
Is this all first names, last names? Is this first name and last name?
This is all first names. So it's a collection of first names on the puzzle in crossword style.
Okay.
All right, John, we're back to you. Would you like a question? Or you can buy a vowel here, or you can solve.
How much does a vowel cost?
A vowel costs 100 each instance of that vowel. So if you choose to purchase, let's say, an A, and there are 6 A's, then that'll cost you $600.
What if there's more of that vowel than I have money for?
I think you just zero out.
All right, I'll buy an O.
No.
Or as many O's as I can.
There's one O. That'll cost you 100. Your options are the same. You can take another question, you can solve, or you can buy a vowel.
Buy an I.
Find an I. You got it. Bonk. There are no I's, John. I'm sorry. No I's in this puzzle. Joey, we're moving on to you.
I thought I was so close on this one.
John did not give me enough time to draw my boxes. So I'm going to need him to get another one. No. Okay. Yeah. Question, please.
All right. Question. You got it. Joey, which player had more fantasy points this past season? Was it Joe Burrow or Daniel Jones?
Joe Burrow.
That is correct. What consonant would you like?
I was going to say S.
S. It's actually not. I mean, it's kind of a big difference. Not that big of a difference.
Really?
500.
Good for Daniel Jones. Way to try.
Daniel Jones had 289 compared to Joe Burrow's 350. So less than 100 fantasy points. Let's see. That was 500, and that got to you, right? Or no, I already gave it to you.
You gave me my 500.
No, I didn't.
For getting the letter. Oh, okay.
You already had 500 in there from the last
right,
time.
I did. There's a lot to remember on this show. Yeah. I'll take another question, please.
All right, another question. You got it, Joey. Tell me which player had more fantasy points this past season. Was it Aaron Jones or Derrick Henry?
Ooh, Aaron Jones had a pretty good year last year, but I don't think he got past Derrick Henry. I'll say Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry is correct. What letter would you like?
Now this is where it gets difficult. C.
C. There's one C.
Oh, God. Okay.
Your options are the same, Joey. We're going into your third question, so this is your last opportunity to buy vowels. If you choose,
I know one of the names.
I do too. I know one of them.
So, pressure's
I'm
on.
gonna take a question.
Taking a question.
Is it Tyler Lockett, Tyler?
What'd you say?
Is it Tyler Lockett?
It's Tyler Lockett.
DK Metcalf.
All right, Joey. Tell me, which player had more fantasy points this past season? James Conner or Dameon Pierce?
Man, I hate this question. James Conner, who played for the Arizona Cardinals, or Dameon Pierce, that plays for the Houston Texans. I'm gonna go James Conner.
That is correct, Joey. What consonant would you like?
Can't wait to miss this consonant. N.
There are 3 N's, Joey. So you're
right.
gonna bank this money. Let's give you another 1,500, and you're gonna bank this. John is 900. John definitely is 900. Yeah, I remembered. All right. Joey, I'm gonna give you 5 seconds to solve this, starting now.
Josh Jacob Jingleheimer Smith. I'm not going to solve it today.
Bonk.
Yeah.
Well done. All right, Simon, we're moving on to you.
Give me a question.
Another question. You got
Sorry
it.
about that.
No,
There's
that's
a lot of like internal
yeah.
turmoil going
No,
on.
we
We're
heard.
almost getting this puzzle.
We very much heard. All right, Simon. Which player had more fantasy points this past season? Was it Travis Etienne or Antonio Gibson?
It was Travis Etienne.
That's correct. What letter would you like?
I would like an R.
There are 2 R's.
Okay.
It's going to give you 1,000 in your round bank, Simon. You can purchase a vowel. You can take another question, or you can solve, my friend.
Yeah, give me that A.
Give me that A. There are 2 A's. It's going to cost you 200.
There was another one somewhere. I'll take a question.
Question. You got it. All right, Simon. Which player had more fantasy points this past season? Was it Ezekiel Elliott, or was it Rachaad White?
Oh, dang it. Now I know the puzzle, and I'm not feeling confident on this question. It was Rachaad White.
It was not Rachaad
White. No!
Oh, ouch.
No!
Woo.
Ouch. Can I solve anyways?
No, you absolutely cannot. You cannot. John.
It's the worst day of my life.
You may solve if you know it, or you can take another question. Or you can buy a vowel here. You do have 900.
Or you can take a question, figure it out while the question's going on, get the question wrong, and hand it to Joey.
And then hand it to Joe, yeah.
Not yet. Take your time.
Oh, I can't hear you, John.
Oh, sorry. I was on mute the whole time. I will take a question, and then like I was rebutting to Simon, I have no intention to do that.
All right, taking another question. You got it, John. John, tell me, which player had more rushing yards this past season? Which player had more rushing yards this past season? Was it Najee Harris, or was it Leonard Fournette? Those are thinking sounds.
Najee Harris.
Najee Harris is absolutely correct, John. What consonant would you like?
Stink.
Give me a D.
D. There are 2 D's.
Yeah, there
are.
are.
Another 1,000, John. Your options are the same here.
Can I buy an E?
An E, you got it. There are 2 E's. It's going to cost you $200, and there are no more vowels, so you have to take a question or solve here.
Man,
it's going to be John.
That last one. I'll take a question.
Taking a question, you got it. All right, John. Which player had more receiving yards this past season? Which player had more receiving yards this past season? Was it Antonio Gibson, or was it Jeff Wilson Jr.?
Antonio Gibson.
That is correct. What consonant would you like?
Well, give me a K.
K. There is 1 K. That was your second, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we got Josh, Jordan, Zach, Tank, Kendra.
Josh, Jordan, Zach, Tank, Kendra is absolutely correct, John. Well done.
Nice
Good
job,
John.
Freaking Tank got me. I was thinking
Gotcha.
Hank. I couldn't get past Hank. I was like, there's nobody named Hank, not only in this rookie class, in the whole freaking NFL. There's Hunter Henry, but you don't really shorten last
Hank
names.
Henry.
We don't call him Hunter Hank.
Oh, Hunter Hankry.
Is it Hank short or Henry short for Hank, right?
I don't know. There are a lot of things that are short for a lot of things.
Isn't Henry the nickname? So it's not short for.
Scaverson, well done, John. Well done.
Tank.
Yeah, John, that's going to bring you up to 2,700 and sniffing Joey here in first place at 3,000.
Good thing I showered.
Good thing you showered.
When did Joe? Oh, he banked all that money. I was like, when the hell did Joey solve a puzzle? But he's just.
I was getting letters left and right, Simon, while you were sitting there playing with your butt.
That's what I was doing. It's itchy. It hasn't been home in a while.
Yes, that's what happens. That's what makes your butt itchy. It's being far away from home.
Yeah.
I think Dame was the one that got this firstly correct. Josh, Jordan, Zach, Tank, Kendra. Nailed it. Let's go, Dame.
That sounds like a squad.
That
like
does sound
band.
like a squad. Out of the running backs.
It does sound like a boy band.
What's up, everyone? I'm Josh. These are my boys, Jordan, Zach, Tank, and Kendra. And we're here to rock your socks.
So tune in, lock up, and get ready for the show.
Sorry, did you have a real question about these rookies?
I didn't. That was it.
Okay, cool. Let's
get into the next puzzle. Well done on that one, John. Joey, you are going first on this next one. This is a NFL player video game mashup. NFL player video game mashup. So this is going to be an NFL player's name that's smushed into the title of a video game. Common examples of this type of prompt. We've done NFL player movie mashup, and such as like, dude, where is my Derek Carr? Or Boston Scott Pilgrim versus the World. All right, Joey.
Okay.
Question,
yeah.
All right. Joey, which player had more fantasy points this past season?
Mm-hmm.
Was it DeAndre Swift or Jonathan Taylor?
I'm actually going to go Swift on this.
You're actually going to be right. What consonant would you like?
Yeah, it felt like Jonathan Taylor. I'm going to go with an R.
R. There's one R.
Oh, thank God I got
500 in your round bank. And reminder, contestants, out of the chat, because chat, play along with us. Throw your guesses in the chat. If you're right, we're going to shout you out. If you're wrong,
all right.
I don't know, but I missed them.
I'm going to buy a vowel. I don't ever really do that. It's usually not my bag, but today I'm feeling like switching it up.
It's your bag.
I'm going to buy an A.
There is one A, Joey. It's going to cost you 100. And fortunately, put you below the Val buy-in threshold now.
I'm going to take a question, please.
So you can take a question to solve. You will take a question, and I will give that to you. All right, Joey, which player had more rushing yards this past season? Which player had more rushing yards this past season? Was it Kenneth Walker or Tyler Algier?
You said rushing yards, right?
I did.
I'm going to say Tyler Algier.
That is incorrect, Joey. I'm sorry. That was a tough one, though. John, we're moving on to you.
Wait, it's my turn.
Simon, we're moving on to you.
I was like, I like John.
I just missed you, John.
Turn. I mean, I'll take it, but
I talked to Simon way too much. I wanted to talk to you for a change. But I will talk to Simon. Simon, would you like a question or would you like to solve?
I'd like a question.
All right. All right, Simon. Which player had more fantasy points this past season? Josh Jacobs or Ramondre Stevenson?
Josh Jacobs.
That is correct. What consonant would you like?
T.
T. No T.
What? Are you joshing me right now?
I am not joshing you.
I'm picking a new word to explain
what
you're doing to me next time.
All right, John. Now it's your turn.
I'll take a question.
All right, question. You got it. Which player had more fantasy points this past season? Tyler Lockett or Cooper Kupp?
Tyler Lockett.
That is correct. What letter would you like?
That one was for Simon.
Thanks,
give
John.
me an N, please.
An N, as in no N's in this puzzle?
Yes.
There are no N's in this puzzle. I'm sorry, John.
Oh, so rude. So rude. Oh my goodness.
I didn't even know if there was or not. It could have been either way.
Unfair.
This game's rigged.
That's awesome.
All right. Joey, we're back to you.
Yeah. I'm going to take a question.
Oh, all right. Question.
Mhm.
All right, Joey, which player had more fantasy points this past season? Was it Christian Kirk or was it T. Higgins?
T. Higgins.
It was Christian Kirk.
Was it?
It
Good
was.
job, Christian Kirk.
I know.
I'm really proud of you. Way to go into the second
$1 million
role there
man.
in Jacksonville this season, though.
All right, Simon, back to you.
Yeah, before I take my question, every time I look at John's picture on the screen, I'm just punched in the face by how stupid am I that I looked at that and thought J on J instead of Jon J. It's just sitting there looking at me the entire show. I will take my question now and let's try to put that intelligence to practice.
All right, taking another question. All right, Simon. Which player had more receiving touchdowns this past season? Which player had more receiving touchdowns this past season? Was it Stephon Diggs or was it Devontae Adams?
Stephon Diggs or Devontae Adams receiving touchdowns. That would be Stephon Diggs.
This was Devontae Adams.
Oh, is that what you meant by the?
Yeah, it is what that meant. Yeah, that's what that sound indicated. Sorry about that one. All right, John, we're back to you. Question?
Buy an O, please.
Buy an O. Unfortunately, you don't have any money in your round bank, John, so you can't buy a vowel here. You can only take a question or solve.
That makes sense. I will actually take a question then because I want to solve.
I need money to shop here.
All right, John. Which player had more targets this past season? Which player had more targets this past season? Was it Devontae Smith or was it Jerry Jeudy?
Devontae Smith.
That is correct. What consonant would you like?
Well, one that's actually here on the puzzle. So let's go with a J.
J. There's one J. It's going to give you 500 in your round bank, John, which means you can purchase your vowel now if you'd like.
Can I buy an O?
Buying an O. You got it. There are 3 O's. 2, 3. It's going to cost you 300, John. You can take another question here or solve.
Cannot buy.
What'd you say, John?
Can't buy?
You cannot buy. You only have 200. You have to have 500 to buy a vowel.
There we go. Okay, I'll take another question.
All right, you got it, my friend. All right, John, tell me, which player had more receiving yards this past season? Was it Chris Olave or Mike Williams?
Chris Olave.
Olave is absolutely correct. What letter would you like?
M.
N? M?
M.
M as in mom.
Yes.
Nice. M. There's one M. Shout out moms. And that's going to bring you up to 700. John, you can. We are going into your third question, which means this is your last opportunity to buy a vowel this turn if you choose. Otherwise, you can solve or take another question.
Yeah, I'd like to buy an I.
Like to buy an I, you got it. There's one I, my friend. It's going to bring you out of 600. Your options are the same.
Can I buy an E?
Yes, sir. E. There are 2 E's. Now you cannot buy any more. Well, there are no more vowels, so you can either take a question or solve.
I know the player.
Got it.
I need an answer, John, or I'm going to go into a question.
All right. Give me a question.
I got you. All right. John, which NFL team had more total yards this past season? Which NFL team had more total yards this past season? Was it the Chiefs or was it the Lions?
Lions.
I'm sorry, John. It was the Chiefs. The Chiefs. No, Joey.
I'm gonna solve.
No!
Joey, say it exactly how it's written.
Jacoby Bioshock Myers.
Jacoby Bioshock Myers is absolutely correct, Joey. Well done.
I played Bioshock. I played 3 of them. All 3.
I was never.
Is there 3 or is there more than 3? Because I've only played 3.
There might be more than 3. I don't know. Does Infinite count?
Is that the one where they got all like USA,
Sky.
USA?
That's when they went into the sky.
Oh,
they were all underwater before, then they went to the
propaganda
sky.
One.
I can't play those games. I've tried. I recognize they're great. It's not even the scare factor. It's I never want to play more after I defeat a bad guy because I feel such a release of stress and anxiety upon defeating it that the idea of going into the next room. So I never beat him because I played for like 20 minutes and I'm like, oh, thank God. And then I put the controller down and step away.
All the stress.
It's too stressful.
Too stressful.
Give me my Pokemon or Zelda.
Tim said he didn't say it, Simon. He didn't say it was written, Simon. Fight it.
I thought about it, but.
Oh, he said Jacoby Bioshock Miller. Yeah, that's a good point. No points for you, Joey.
Okay.
Right, just kidding. Just kidding.
Well, what did I say? Jacoby Oh, okay. It should have been Jacoby Bioshock Myers.
Yeah, I probably would have. I probably wouldn't have given you the points if I had noticed, but I will give you the points in this one. How you guys feel about Jacoby Myers this upcoming season? Is he worth getting in your draft? At what point are you throwing a thought towards Jacoby Myers?
If I've got 3 flex spots and I can play wide receivers at all of them, which you normally can, I don't think he's going to be horrible there in Las Vegas. Yeah, I'm not too super excited about getting him, though. I think him and Hunter Henry are going to split that slot role with Hunter Renfrow. Wow. With him getting
Hunter Henry
of the receptions.
He's a low upside guy in an offense that I expect to be average to above average. But there's just not much upside. If you need stability in your lineup, if you drafted a lot of high upside guys in the early rounds and you need someone who's probably going to get you between 8 and 11 PPR points on a weekly basis, I bet Jacoby Myers is going to do just that. He's never been anybody that was like insane. You know what I mean? Even in New England, we weren't impressed by him as an athlete or him as a route runner or him as like the fastest guy on the field. He was good. He did what he was supposed to, and he got out there and got the job done. But he'll probably just do the same thing there in Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with Simon. It's like there's so many mouths to feed. Him and Hunter Renfrow play very similar roles. You could say, oh, well, Darren Waller's gone. Michael Mayer won't take all of that. But then are they going to be, a predominantly 3 wide receiver offense? And now is Myers going to play outside where Renfrow plays inside? And how effective will he be out there? So I'm probably not going to go super hard to get him on my teams. Like he's probably a guy that might get dropped like week 1 or week 2, and you could probably pick back up later throughout the year as a wide receiver 3 or 4.
Maybe there's like bye-week fill-in type of receivers.
Yeah. The exciting thing about Myers last year is he was the best target on the Patriots, and now he's maybe the 3rd best target on the Raiders. So
right.
It's hard to get excited about him. That's what I should have said the first time.
Love when that happens. Grim Fan had a question for us before we get into our next puzzle. Said, do you think the Broncos tight end signing of Tommy Hudson will cut into the targets of Greg Dulcich?
No.
Yes.
No, I'm not concerned.
Who's Tommy Hudson?
There you go. That tells you all you need to know. Yeah. Yeah, I think Sean Payton's going to cut into the targets of Greg Dulcich.
The concerns about Greg Dulcich have nothing to do with Mr. Hudson signing there. But congratulations to Mr. Hudson and his family.
Yeah, big achievement.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into our next puzzle. Who got that one correct? Joey did. So, Simon, you are going first in this one. And this is an NFL player name mashup. It's been a while since we've done this, but this is a 2 names, 2 players. First name of one, or last name of one is the first name of the other. Smush them together. Simon, would you like a question or would you like to solve? And friendly reminder, contestants out of the chat.
I'll take a question.
Take a question. You got it. All right, Simon. We're sticking this team stats categories for a while. Simon, tell me which team had more passing attempts this past season? Which team had more passing attempts this past season? Was it the Browns or was it the Cardinals?
Ooh. The Cardinals?
Cardinals is correct. What letter would you like?
I'll take an N, as in no ends on the board.
N is in no ends on the board. There are 3.
Oh, no, I was wrong.
That's going to give you $1,500 in your round bank, Simon. You purchase a vowel here. You can take another question or you can solve.
I'll take another question.
Another question. You got it. Simon, which NFL team had more total rushing yards this past season? Which NFL team had more total rushing yards this past season? Was it the Panthers or was it the Patriots?
Passing yards?
What did I say? I said rushing yards.
Rushing yards. Oh, that was the Patriots.
I'm sorry. What was the first team? I said, you asked me a question. Then Panthers and Patriots. And you said Patriots.
Yes.
And that is correct. What consonant would you like?
Jeez. I'll take the S.
S.
Nope.
Bonk. No S's.
All right.
All right, John. We're moving on to you, my friend. Would you like a question or would you like to solve?
Question, please.
Question. You got it. All right, John. Which NFL team had more total plays this past season? Which NFL team had more total plays this past season? Was it the Bucks or the Bears?
I'm gonna go with the Bears.
I'm sorry, it was the Buccaneers, John. Joey.
I'd like to solve.
Okay, say exactly how it's written this time, Joe.
Andy Dalton Kincaid.
Andy Dalton Kincaid is absolutely correct, Joey. Well done.
I need a notebook and paper.
That N being there made the first name kind of easy to get.
John, I keep going for my pen and paper, but I'm not at my desk, and it's like I feel naked playing this game without it.
I saw JL do it, and it has changed this game for me.
I'm very upset that I ever told you guys about that then.
I didn't get graph paper like you, though. I didn't go all the way because I don't want people call me a nerd like they do behind your back, but I got regular paper.
And they do that because of my dot line paper.
They do, yeah.
J-Wall got Andy Dalton Kincaid, followed by Tim.
Nice job, J-Wall and Tim.
And J-Wall said, "Where's my prize?" Well,
in my butt. You can come and get it.
This is your first time watching. All prizes are in Simon's butt. Good luck. Good luck.
P.O. box, my asshole.
And there's quite a lot of booty in there. All right, that's my time. Have a good day, everybody.
Leave it to Joey to leave on a subpar pirate pun.
All right, thank you. You've been a great audience. I'm going to do this in 5 minutes. All right, guys. So
he got it. Brought his notebook.
What's with the taxi cabs, right? No.
All right. Joey, that extends your lead, but this game is far from over.
Very far from over.
Let's get into our next puzzle. This one is an NFL player song mashup. NFL player song mashup. Yeah, I don't need to explain it. You saw the video game one. It's going to be like that, but a song instead of a video game.
Can you explain what a song is, please?
No, I cannot. Joey got that one correct. So, Simon, you were going first in this puzzle. Would you like a question?
Yeah, give me a question. We're gonna just take this one to the house right here. Okay. I need some money.
I'm ready. All right, Simon. Which NFL team had more passing yards this past season? Was it the Raiders or the Chargers?
The Chargers.
Chargers is correct. What letter would you like?
An N.
N. There are 2 N's. It's going to give you $1,000 in your round bank.
And I'm going to take another question.
Oh, my God. Sorry. The chat is distracting me. You're going to take another question, you said, right?
Yeah.
All right, Simon. Tell me, which NFL team had more passing attempts this past season? Which NFL team had more passing attempts this past season? Was it the Rams or the Falcons?
The Rams.
The Rams are correct.
I'll take a T.
T. There are 2 T's. It brings you to 2,000, Simon.
I'll take a third question.
Third question. All right, Simon. Which NFL team had more rushing attempts this past season? Which NFL team had more rushing attempts this past season? Was it the Commanders or the Buccaneers?
Ooh. The Commanders.
That is correct, Simon. What consonant would you like? If you get this correct, you're going to make this money.
I'll take an H.
And H. There's one H.
Yeah, it was the safe, lame route, but I'll take my money.
All right, that's going to give you $2,500 in your game bank here, Simon. And I'm going to give you 5 seconds to try and solve this.
Mm-mm.
All right, John, we're back to you, my friend. Oh, are you? I think you're muted again.
Take a question, please.
Question, you got it. All right, John. Which NFL team had more
So close
total yards this past season? Was it the Texans or was it the Steelers?
Texans.
Sorry, it was the Steelers.
Get out of here.
It was the Steelers.
So
Yeah.
bad.
John's gonna fight you, Jay.
I know, right? I feel like I'm in your head now, John. All right, Joey.
Jay
Really,
made,
Joe.
I have a question. I don't know if you can. Jay made these puzzles, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Because the song puts me in a period of time to think of songs if Jay made it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'd like a question, please, because I don't have the whole thing solved.
All right, Joey. Which NFL team had more wins this past season? Which NFL team had more wins this past season? Was it the Steelers or the Buccaneers?
The Buccaneers.
I'm sorry, it was the Steelers.
Really? The Buccaneers made the playoffs. Did the Steelers make the playoffs?
Buccaneers had 8 wins compared to the Steelers' 9 wins.
I forgot the Bucs sucked but made the playoffs. Oh, okay. That's where I messed up.
Mike Tomlin never had a losing season. That was the.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good.
That was a
Good
tricky
pull
question.
That was a very tricky question, JL. You're a bad boy.
And this whole time I've been trying to think that JL was trying to trick me. So
All right, Simon.
Now ask me like Bears versus Chiefs. I'll take a question.
Ready for a question? All right. All right, Simon. Which NFL team had more wins this past season? Was it? What? Sorry. I got distracted. All right. Sorry. Which NFL team had more wins this past season? Was it the Seahawks or was it the Patriots?
It was this. Why can't I remember this? It was the Seahawks.
That is correct. 9-8. What consonant would you like, Simon?
R, please.
R.
Okay.
2 R's.
Okay.
So give you 1,000 in your round bank, Simon. You can take another question. You can take buy a vowel or you can solve.
I'll buy an A.
An A. There are 2 A's. It's going to cost you 200.
I will buy an E.
An E. There's 1 E.
Oh, just give me a damn question.
All right. Just give him a damn question, he says. All right, Simon. All right, Simon. True or false? True or false?
God, if I miss this now, I'm going to be so mad because that'll be twice that I've asked for a question, solved the puzzle, and then missed the question.
All right, Simon. True or false? Jamar Chase won AP Offensive Player of the Year.
False.
False is true. You know what I mean. What consonant would you like?
I'll take an S.
An S. There's 1 S.
And then I would like to solve this puzzle.
Okay, say it exactly how it's
This
written.
is Party in the U.S. A.J. Brown.
Party in the U.S. A.J. Brown is absolutely correct, Simon. Well done. Well done. Yeah, I told Jay that people were probably going to kill me after this one.
Well, I kept trying to make the name at the end. I was like, Sage? I was like, who in the NFL is named Sage?
Party in the U.S. Sage.
I would have. Okay. Yeah, this is good. This is a good
stuff, Jay. I like that puzzle.
John, where does A.J. Brown rank in your dynasty wide receiver rankings? Is he in the top 3?
Man, top 3. Well, I mean,
it's a tough question.
It is a tough question. Obviously, Chase and Jefferson are up there.
CeeDee Lamb.
I think Garrett Wilson is a guy that is going to get up there in coming years. So, I'm gonna go no. As much as I love AJ Brown, he's a little older in age. Plays with a mobile quarterback. He's got a target in Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert who can steal some receptions from him. So I'm gonna go no.
No. What about you, Simon and Joey?
It's not quite top 3 for me, but he doesn't have to be one of the most valuable dynasty wide receivers, right? He's at worst top 7 in my mind, but probably closer to that top 5 range. He's wildly talented, and where he falls in that like 3 to 7 range probably depends on how high you are on Devonta Smith. Super high on Devonta Smith, AJ Brown's probably more like your dynasty wide receiver 6 or 7. If you're a little lower on him, he's probably closer to 3 to 4.
Simon hit the nail on the head. Like I'm happy taking AJ Brown if he is like the 8th or 9th wide receiver because I like Devonta Smith a lot. And it's one of those wide receiver duos that I'm happy passing on the first guy to get the second one at a better value later on. Because last season, when it came down the stretch in the last, I think it was 8 weeks, Smith was actually a tad bit better than Brown. They were both about 18 to 19 fantasy points per game. So, yeah, I'm on the high
for the better value. I like that. I like that strategy. Scamper said 8 Miles Sanders. That's such a good one. You should have saved that one. Scampers.
Yeah, but it would have shown up with just the number 8 and then 2 blanks after it.
Yeah. And then Edwin in the party with AJ Brown. First one in here. Let's go.
Put your hands up. They're starting to play your song.
And then Bob Harris says, party in the USJ.
Oh, gross. No, thank you.
That
Do not invite
disgusting.
me to that party.
Sounds very sweaty.
Do we think Bob Harris has been to a Miley concert? I'm going to say yes. I think Bob has been to one.
I think Bob has seen Miley perform, but not at a Miley Cyrus concert.
Ooh, good, Simon.
I think he's been someplace where
at
Miley Cyrus sang, either at the festival or at an event, and he has seen her perform
or on TV
or in Whole Foods as previously suggested.
I would pay like good money to hear Bob Harris do The Climb at karaoke. Like good money.
We'll start a GoFundMe after this show.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, I think, Joey, you're going to win this game.
What?
No!
That's not fun for anyone.
Well, Joey's going to pull out the victory in this one. But, John, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to come and hang out with us and play some Fantasy Fortune.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. This is one of my worst showings on the show in terms of the gameplay. But I will redeem myself next time. So I really appreciate you guys having me on. You know, Simon and you and I were talking. I haven't been on, been doing podcasts a little bit, but I'm back with a vengeance. And
let's go.
Projections and rankings will be kicking off pretty soon, and the Fantasy Football Diagnostics podcast will be kicking off pretty soon. So obviously, when you're not tuned into this fantastic program here, Front Yard Fantasy, and what they've got going on, you can definitely check us out at Fantasy Football Diagnostics.
Can we clip?
Definitely check out John on Twitter. He's incredible. His football mind is top tier.
As we said at the beginning, you can find him on Twitter at @therealJohnJ_FF. Exactly as we said at the beginning. Guys, thank you so much, everybody, for watching us here. Stick around here on Better Sports Network next, because coming up, we've got the Better Sports Betting with Dan Servadidio and James Grande. They're talking NBA Finals and what's left on the MLB slate for today. It's going to be it for us, though. We'll be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time for some more fantasy football game show fun. Until then, though, adios, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your Thursday.
Bye-bye. We love you.
So I didn't say dump truck once today.
Are you
guys
I'm
proud
so
of me?
Proud of you, Joey.
Two more peanuts.
Two more
peanuts.
Yes.